Trauma Treatment Collective vlog. Today we're going to be talking about supervision and consultation in trauma treatment. This is something that I'm super passionate about because I unfortunately made the mistake of not engaging in consultation once I got all of my supervision stuff done for my licensure until about, I'd say it probably was about, I don't know, 8 to 10 years after I started doing trauma treatment, and then I took a somatic experiencing training, and I had to do consultation as a part of my training. I guess I did some consultation, now that I'm thinking about it. I did some consultation with EMDR, but I just kind of did that and got through it, and did my consultation just for EMDR, and I never kind of pursued it. But for some reason in this season of my career where I am now, I have decided that consultation is a part of my process. Like, it's a part of my professional development. It's something that I plan for each month to make sure that I at least have one consultation that month where I am talking about my cases, growing my skill set, working on my own self as a therapist kinds of things, because it's just, I think it's rich. It's a rich learning place for me. And so I thought I'd do a vlog just talking a little bit about some of the things that I think you might want to consider when you're thinking about supervision and consultation and whether you should engage in it. I just don't want you to make the same mistake I made. So let's talk a little bit about the differences between supervision and consultation. Supervision is more formalized. So we get supervision for our post-licensure stuff or our postgraduate stuff working into our licensure, so it's a more formalized, there's a contract around it. You're expecting something from your supervisor is expecting you to do some work. So it's a very formalized, very kind of mutual, kind of exclusive thing. Whereas consultation, I see, is a little more loose. It's sometimes it can be a one-time thing. It can be, I have this case that I want to talk about. I'm not really kind of coming to dig deep into the way that I work or how I work or really kind of form out that and work that through. It's just more of like, hey, here's a problem I have, here's somewhere I'm stuck, here's some things that I'm noticing coming up for me, and you just kind of talk. It can be one time or it can be an ongoing relationship. It's a little more spread out, where supervision you may be going every week. With consultation you may go, like I said, once a month, once a quarter. It's just a little bit different. And so therefore, when you're thinking about consultation, you're thinking about something that's a little less formalized. It's a little more loose. The expectations are not as stringent. So those are the differences in my mind about consultation and supervision. Usually when I'm working with someone who's already independently licensed in their state that they practice in, then usually I'm talking more about consultation. If I'm working with someone who is still working towards licensure, I may be talking about more supervision, and I'll definitely mention that, but maybe someone might be coming to me just for a specific case that they want to talk through when they're still, in their licensure process. So I'm not committing to being their supervisor. I'm just committing to doing consultation with them for this one particular case, and so on and so forth. So let me give you 3 reasons why I think it's important that you consider supervision or consultation, depending on where you are and what you're looking for and the type of relationship you're looking for. I think number one, we are our greatest investment when it comes to trauma treatment. While yes, the modalities are great, and yes, it's really important to know how to treat trauma, I think you can have all the knowledge in the world, which is number 2. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but application is most important. And even when you're thinking about you being an investment, it's your regulation and your ability to feel confident in what you're doing, in your skill set, to be able to really communicate that safety that a client needs in trauma treatment. And so if you don't feel confident in what you're doing, you don't feel like you know where to go and how to maneuver through the things that are showing up in the therapy room, then a client can sense that because of neuroception, and that goes with the polyvagal theory. But because of neuroception, they can sense that. And I believe trauma clients, people who have survived trauma, are more sensitive to picking up on unsafe situations or places where they may not feel safe. And so because you're struggling with that inside, I think a client could pick that up very easily, that something is not feeling settled. And so I think it's really important that we feel settled and we feel grounded and we feel secure in where we're at, or we're working towards getting to that place, so that we can be sending lots of signals, even subconsciously, to the client of, this is a safe place, this is a place you don't have to be on guard. This is a place where I can hold the room, I can hold what we're doing, and you are safe. And so I think that's really important when you're thinking about whether you should get consultation or supervision, is investing in that sense of confidence, that sense of security, and that ability to really send safe signals to the client. And I think consultation and supervision, when you know you're supported and you know that you have a place that you can go if you get stuck, it really helps you to feel confident that you're okay in the session with a client. Like I said, the second thing is you can have all the knowledge in the world, but application is really important. And I think, when we go to trainings and we're getting these trainings and modalities, there's a lot of knowledge given to us, but there's a less time for application. And how do I really apply this and practice this skill? So supervision and consultation can be a great place for you to really talk about application. And so I'm doing this with the client and they're saying that, so what do I do here and where do I go here? You can't really talk about that in training because you're just getting the knowledge, and then you take that back to your practice and you start to practice that knowledge. But then what do you do when you run into roadblocks? Well, I think that's a beautiful reason why there's consultation a lot of times with a lot of the trainings that we take. But being able to go on and continue to grow your skills and develop your skills, I think is really important because, clients are different, you're different, everything's different. We're growing and developing and changing over time. And so this ability to be able to have that support and have that place where you can really go and talk about application is going to be a really great thing. And then the third thing is trauma can be complex and it's easy to get overwhelmed. And having a support system, having a place where you can go and talk about cases and download and be able to talk about how things are affecting you, how you're affecting your clients, and just having someone to be able to help you navigate through the complexity of trauma, I think is really key and really vital to good trauma treatment and also taking good care of yourself. I also think consultation and supervision is good for just self-care. Again, I can't say enough, the support you get in consultation and supervision is really helpful. So then what is a great supervisor or a person who you're doing consultation with, a consultant? What do you look for? What tells you that you may have found a great one? I think attunement is really important. So them being attuned to you, them being connected to you and being able to work with you and help you to connect with yourself is really going to be important. I think also their ability to hold space. So it's not always about, them telling you what to do, but that ability to hold space so that you can navigate through what's coming up for you in the time that you're spending with them is going to be really important. So just helping you to kind of navigate through. So them being able to hold that space is really helpful. I think it's also important that you look for people who have similar ways of work. There's lots of different ways to treat trauma. All of them I think are really effective and most of them are effective. I won't say all of them, but most of them are effective. So being able to find someone who ascribes to the same way you like to treat trauma is going to be really important in helping you to feel comfortable and feel safe in that experience. I also think the ability to teach and connect you to resources is going to be helpful. I think it's going to be really good for you to be able to have a place where you can go and get resources and be able to do things, be able to connect you to resources and teach you about different things, and just helping you to be able to grow your skill set is going to be really important as well. So I think when you're thinking about the differences between supervision and consultation, you really want to make sure that you're finding something that fits with what you need, and remembering that consultation is a little less formal and supervision is more formal. Also think it's three reasons why you should engage is because you're your number one investment. So taking care of yourself and making sure that you are giving you what you need to be able to be most successful. Number two is supporting yourself. So giving yourself the place to be able to grow your skill set and really talk about application and those kinds of things. And number three is trauma's complex. And so having someone to help you navigate through is really important. So hopefully this is helpful for you when you're thinking about whether you should invest in supervision or consultation, whether you should look for that as you're growing your trauma treatment skills. I really support it, not because it's something that I provide, but it's also something that I do. So like I said, I have someone that I do consults with once a month. And I just think it's really powerful and it's really helpful for me to grow my skills and to continue to be the best therapist that I possibly can be. If you are watching this in real time, I'm actually going to be hosting a Black Friday sale of my supervision and my consults. So definitely check out my website on Black Friday. There'll be a sale there for supervision and consults. So if you just want to try it out at a lower price than what I normally offer, then this might be a great time for you to invest and just see what it feels like. I always say just be curious about it and try it out. And if you don't like it, you don't have to commit to it anymore. If you like it, it may be something that you decide, hey, this is something I want to invest in. And I want to give myself, and so you can continue to keep working with someone. So definitely, if you're watching this in real time, I'm going to be hosting that sale on the Thursday after Thanksgiving for us here in the States. I think it's the 29th of November. The sale will be posted on my website, which is www.ninakeeler.com. So check it out, and I hope that you will consider being a part of a consultation or supervision with me if it is a fit for you, and you can see what it's like. So have a great evening or a great day, depending on when you're watching this, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.